Such a great question. I became a real estate agent by way of being an absolute real estate junkie, and it might have actually just came in the amniotic fluid, shall we say. I was in a family of builders and developers, and all through my formative years, the fun time was spent looking at houses, and my dad was a builder, granddad was a builder, uncles were builders. And so as a child, I was always on either construction piles of sand, have some of my best scars and all the tetanus shots I could have ever possibly desired from that. And so it was something that I really enjoyed. My degree was in Latin American studies and anthropology, so I kind of thought that I would be helping people understand their indigenous land rights and autonomy, but that went in a totally different direction. Once I graduated and realized that I had a deeper love for green building, and went to work for a really amazing builder in Central Texas, which is where I was from. And once I moved up to the Northern Virginia market, started working a lot with realtors and a boutique brokerage that wanted to do more builder outreach. So became a realtor so that I could do more of the outreach in a different way. Brand to me means something that stands out, that people see it and it resonates with them. Totally different from marketing, which are all of the things that you do to make your brand stand out. So brand is the idea and the philosophy behind a company and what you stand for. I spent a very long time trying to clarify my brand by understanding who I am as a person and the people that I wanted to work with and who I wanted to serve. And I went through a lot of exercises, both with myself, with my team, and reading a lot of books to get to that place. So ultimately, I went with a company that helped me to very much, after taking all of the things I had done for myself, to take that and then streamline all of my thoughts and put that hard work that I had done to a more streamlined place. I would say that my brand is about serving people that want to build wealth through real estate and are going to be people that will be ultimately my cheerleaders and work with me because they understand who we are as Advon. Our brand is a lot of boots on the ground, knowing our business and working with people that value and respect our time as we value and respect theirs. And our brand is working through difficult transactions and making them seem seamless. And that is what it should be. It should be a partner that takes you from beginning to end and knows what they're doing and gets it done, because they're the people that care about the asset from start to finish. And it's a partnership and not something that just ends at the end of that. So a lot of what happens with formulating a brand is looking at other people's brands and, well, I'm not this person, or this person is doing that. And well, I am me. My brand is my brand. Someone else is going to be doing something entirely differently. And I think that one of the most difficult things if you're starting a company or starting your own brand, is looking at someone else and trying to be where someone else has gotten to. And that is a very difficult thing to realize, especially if you're a perfectionist and you're like, well, I want to be there now. That's not easy for a lot of people to understand, that getting in real estate, especially, it can be easy to get your license, but the information, the time that goes into the knowledge and background that it takes to get to a certain place is not that easy button. So I think the limiting belief to create a brand that is a value add is that you will be where someone who has had a career that they have created, where you start here and you'll be there, those are the things you have to get past. And I think that that's a difficulty for a lot of people, is looking at someone else or a very well established, like 100-year-old brand and saying, I will be that now, instead of taking the time and patience that it is to create something. So one of the most amazing things that you can experience when you've created a brand is when someone starts to recognize the things that you have done, or recognize like, oh my gosh, you're everywhere. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. An example of that, I've written a book. My book gets utilized. It's amazing when that happens, when I have colleagues within the industry that are like, I bought your book and I give it as a gift to all of my people that are building a house. That's an amazing part of a brand build, that's been very beneficial to me. And I think is something that it helps exponentially over time. So one of the things I talked about with who and what our brand is in the very beginning, when we were creating like the avatars of who we wanted to have and work with. And I think it's a part of the evolution of who you can become, and that there can be an evolution of what your company is, and that you should likely sit down and reassess who you are and who you're serving. Because I think a lot of people want to be everything to everyone, and that isn't always the case, because when you try to do that, it can be exhausting. And especially in an industry where we're managing people's largest assets. And I think the most surprising thing to me is when we set out to start the company, and our original mission was one thing, and we've kind of taken and formulated a way to be more specific, so that we never wanted to be everything to everyone. But when you do good work, people will come to you in a different way. And then you have to sit down and reassess what that really looks like. And that puts into question, like, what is our original mission and how do we want to recraft that? So it goes back to brand, and it goes back to what your mission and your values are, and who do you want to serve? And are you reaching the right people at the right times and meeting them where they are?